I want you to imagine I'm holding a hammer right now. I didn't really have a hammer in my office, so this heavy connector part will have to do. When I bought my first connector company, the guy gave me this to use as a paperweight. I think this was used as a grounding wire on one of the Apollo missions, but anyways, at least this type of connector. Imagine this is a hammer. So if I wanted to build a beautiful kitchen counter, like a wooden countertop and cabinets, and I'm not really able to do that, but if I was a good carpenter, it would take me weeks to use my hammer to build something great. I would need blueprints, I would need the wood and the nails and sweat and a lot of patience. Building things is hard. Building things is slow, right? Now, in this hand, I have a mug. It was here in my office. And if I wanted to, with a big hammer, I could destroy that mug in 1 or 2 seconds, probably, right? I mean, a hammer can smash things and destroy them in seconds, whereas to build something great might take months or weeks or in some cases years. Now I want you to look at your smartphone. I would pull out mine, but I'm using it as one of the cameras here. If you have a smartphone in your pocket, or maybe you're watching this YouTube video on your smartphone, in a sense, smartphones are some of the most dangerous hammers in the world. With your smartphone, in less than 30 seconds while waiting at a red light, you can destroy something that a family spent 20 or 30 or 40 years to build. And I'm talking about the online review. My name is Dr. Nathan Crockett. I'm privileged to own nearly 20 businesses and almost 50 pieces of real estate, commercial shopping centers and other things, and a lot of residential real estate as well. Often on my YouTube channel, we talk about investing or devotional thoughts or inflation or supply chains. But today I want to talk to you about reputation capital. Because if you're a Christian leader, you're a pastor, a teacher, a business owner, you have a distinct responsibility when you type into your little review box and leave an online review. We're going to talk about why the economy of online reviews is broken in many cases, how rash moments can destroy livelihoods, and why you need to be the smartest person when it comes to leaving comments. So I like to talk about the drive-by online shootings, right? And this is a simple economic principle. It's called asymmetric information. It's a fancy way of saying that the buyer is blindfolded. When you go to buy a service online, which so much of the shopping we do online on places like Amazon, you don't really know if that service or product is good or bad. You can't touch it, you can't taste it. So you rely on a signal, and that signal is the star rating. If a business has 5 stars, the market is telling you trust them. If the business has 1 star, the market's telling you run away. Here's the problem. In economics, for a signal to work, it has to be accurate. But right now, the rating signal is often full of noise, and that noise is costing some people, like small business owners and mom and pop stores, their mortgages. I own several businesses. You can go to 7crockets.com and just kind of see about my family and about my businesses. And let me tell you about some of these drive-by shootings that I see. I have a team of incredible people, hundreds of people who work for me in the different businesses, and we strive for great customer satisfaction. So the vast majority of my businesses have either all 5-star reviews or close to 5-star reviews, but sometimes there are drive-by shootings. What do I mean by that? Well, those are reviews that are left by people who aren't measuring the quality of the product. They maybe didn't even interact with our business. They're just venting an emotion. So like tarps.com. We sell tarps, we sell metal fittings, we sell golf simulator kits. I bought that company several years ago. When I bought it, it was a family business that had run for nearly 30 years and built a great reputation. It's not a glamorous business, but we sell high quality products for great price, and our team is focused on outstanding customer service. But someone might leave a negative review even though they never bought a tarp. Why? Well, we've been doing a lot of Google ads and Facebook ads lately, and some people think the ads are cheesy or corny or, oh, that was a stupid attempt at humor. They punish a family business's reputation because they didn't like our humor choice in an advertisement. That's not a reason to leave a negative review. Or take Dapper Dog, our boutique dog store in downtown Greenville. We might get a 1-star review from someone who says they don't sell any cat products. Or we have a dog grooming business, Urban Yap, that sometimes get criticized for not grooming cats, though we're thinking about opening up that service. They're not rating the service we have, they're rating their own personal preference or something that they wish existed. Our network of family dog breeders that raise the puppies in their homes, Crockett Doodles as well as Crockett Pups, sometimes receives negative reviews from people who say, I would only adopt from a shelter. I get that. We encourage people to adopt from shelters, but you don't need to bash our service when you've never even tried it out. Or our puppy training service, similar thing. Or American Connector Supply. We supply military connector parts to the U.S. military and our allies. We're proud of our military. We have bunch of warehouses. We keep 17 million parts on hand. And occasionally we get bad reviews from people who say, I don't believe in the military, or I hate the US military, so I don't support this business. They've never ordered a connector from us. They've never spoken to our staff. They don't really know who we are. And probably the US military, if they're living in the United States, has defended them to have the freedom to leave a negative review, but yet they want to bash my business. Before I sold my Joy of Tokyo fast casual Asian restaurant, my manager would get so upset because it was a franchise with like 8 of them in the state. And sometimes someone would leave a negative review that ate at a different location, but they would leave a review on our website. And the manager would say, there's nothing I can do about that. And we've probably had similar issues with Hidden Creek Horse Farm or Elijah's Harbor Christian Retreat Center or our wedding venue, the venue on Locust Hill. If you own businesses, at times someone's going to leave a negative review. And you could read 99 5-star reviews as a business owner, but it's that single 1-star review that will keep you up at night. And it's particularly frustrating if they never even used your business. I know churches sometimes get hit with negative reviews simply because someone didn't like their church name or someone is against churches in general. This is what economists call a negative externality. The reviewer gets a moment of emotional release, a dopamine hit. It costs them nothing, but the business owner, they pay the full cost. Their algorithm ranking drops, their sales dip, Google SEO is hurt, they might have to lay off an employee. It's an economic imbalance. You have the power to destroy, but no accountability for the wreckage that you cause. So I want to tell you about something to kind of flip the coin. It's not just about writing reviews, it's also about taking the time to read them. As a Christian leader, you really need to practice discernment. That doesn't mean that you just look at the surface of a review. A lot of times you try to dig for the truth, and hopefully you do that. But I'll tell you a true story that just happened to me a few minutes ago and actually gave me the idea to go ahead and record this video right now. I like kind of an aquamarine colored dress shirts like the one I'm wearing right now. And I wanted to buy several more because it's right now it's right after Cyber Monday. So I was searching to see if there are any good deals. I found a Van Heusen shirt on belk.com. They were having a sale. I found it in my size. I like the color. I think I've had a couple nice dress shirts from them in the past, so I was ready to buy it. And then I saw it, 1 star. All the reviews had just said 1 star. And I was like, oh, wow. My economist brain immediately said, stop. It's a lemon. It's an inferior product. They must not have quality anymore. I almost closed the tab and almost walked away from the purchase. But then I did something that most people probably don't do. I clicked to read the reviews and realized the 1-star review is based on 1 review. And do you know what it said? And I'll actually try to show you here a screenshot video of it. It was left 12 days ago by Sherry in the South. And she said, I've been a Belk customer forever in store and now online after closing our store. Sometimes there was a shipping issue, but not a Belk issue until this order. And it has me questioning their practices now. I ordered 2 of these shirts, one mint green and the other the sea blue for my uncle to go to church. And those were my 2 favorite colors as well. When it arrived today, the blue one was nice and folded. The green one was unbuttoned, not folded, all tags not attached, wrinkled, and to be honest, looked like someone slept in it or wore it all day. They both were just tossed in the shipping bag without any other type of protection, and being light colored shirts should have been in some other type of bag before being in the mailing bag. I cannot believe someone would actually ship the green shirt in the condition it was in. Not happy with Belk. To whomever shipped this out, I hope you received something in the same condition you sent this out. Try having some pride. Very disappointed and irritated with Belk sending these shirts out in this manner. By the way, to be clear, these shirts are high quality and nothing is wrong with the quality of these shirts. It's a shame the same can't be said about the handling by the Belk's employee. On the review, she actually rated quality of product as 5 stars and value of product as 5 stars, but her overall review was 1 star. So think about that. It's showing up as you're looking at the product as a 1-star review, but her actual ranking of it was that the product was 5 stars. The person at Belk who packed the shirt got a 1-star review, but Van Heusen, the company who made the shirt, has no control over how Belk chooses to pack the shirt. If you read the buyer's review, they differentiate and you realize, oh, the shirt itself is great. But if I hadn't used discernment, if I hadn't clicked to actually read the review, I would have seen the shirt had a 1-star review. I would have missed out on a great shirt at a great sales price. And the shirt maker would have lost a sale that they deserve. That's information failure, right? The 1-star rating kind of lied to me. As a buyer, if you're lazy with how you read reviews, you're punishing good companies for things that they can't control. And remember, biblically, our words have the power of setting things on fire. So why does this matter to you as a Christian? Your keyboard is an extension of your tongue. The book of James has a lot to say about the tongue. James 3:5 says, so also the tongue is a small member, yet it boasts of great things. How great a forest is set ablaze by such a small fire. In the 1st century, a fire might destroy a relationship. In the 21st century, a digital fire, a rash, angry Google review, could burn down a family's livelihood. I want you to think about the last time you left a bad review. Was the service actually unethical? Did they steal from you? Or were you just having a bad day? Were you hungry? Was the traffic really bad on the way there? We often project our internal chaos onto external businesses. If you're a pastor, a teacher, a leader, business owner, you're held to a higher standard of grace. Does that mean that you never leave a negative review? No, I'm not saying that. Accountability is really good for the economy, but it means you never leave a rash review. You never leave a review just as a knee-jerk reaction out of anger. You don't bash a small business because you didn't like their ad. You don't bash a dog store because you're a cat person. right? And certainly don't leave a 1-star review on a church's Facebook page because they used PowerPoint for their worship music instead of hymnals, or they didn't use your preferred Bible translation, or people were dressed more formal than you prefer or more casual than you prefer. That's not feedback. That's a form of vandalism, right? Don't bash a church over something like that because they didn't have the same exact personal preference that you did. So let me talk to you about what I would call the 24-hour rule. This is my challenge to you. You need to fix the signal to noise ratio, and it starts with God's people, right? So rule number 1, the relevance check. Before you review, ask, did I actually use this product? The answer is no. Put your phone away. You don't get a vote if you didn't play in the game, right? Rule number 2, the 24-hour cool down. If you're angry, if the soup was cold at the restaurant, if the service was slow, wait 24 hours before you type up the review. Most of the time, you'll probably realize it wasn't actually a 1-star, horrible, terrible, no good, very bad tragedy. It was probably a 3-star inconvenience. You can send an email to the owner privately instead of shaming them publicly oftentimes. And rule number 3, dig deeper. When you're buying, don't just look at the stars, read the words. Don't let a bad packaging review scare you away from your aquamarine shirt. Your influence is a currency. Spend it wisely. Build people up, don't burn them down. Thanks so much for watching. I hope this is helpful to you. I hope you consider the next time you're tempted to leave a horrible review about something. Maybe you're going to leave a terrible review of this YouTube video. That's okay. Thanks again. I hope you have a wonderful day rejoicing in Jesus. If you love the video, maybe give it a thumbs up or subscribe to the channel or share it with someone else. Thanks again.